coaches pull plenty of surprises, and the biggest one I think I've seen for a while, Leon Cameron marking Carey. Can you believe that? Match gets underway. North going to the left of the screen. There's Schenko. Late inclusion in the side. That's a high tackle. Footscray come away with the football. Was Liberatore's free kick. Johnson's kick up towards left half forward. Chance for one of their newcomers. This is Martin. Martin's high kick up towards centre half forward. The other Martin. Two Martins out there today, one on each side. Oh, going through very solidly out there was Collinyuk.
Well done, Archer.
Under pressure, he got the kick away. Wind, Schwass didn't have it. Umpire lets it go. Hunter's kick out towards the centre wing position. Ground a little bit slippery, obviously. Stevens. Liberatore comes at him. Kick down towards centre half forward. Marking contest. None can take it away except Wallace. Certainly the veteran in the side. And players going in very hard. Ischenko, King, Scott, 25 metres out and closing, goes at goal and misses.
I'll tell you what, Pete, there's a couple of free kicks just gone begging.
They'd swallowed the whistle, Roscoe.
The other side was poor, and then John Blakey just got belted here in front of us. The umpire didn't even look like putting his whistle to his mouth.
So Leon Cameron marking the superstar, at least he was when the match got underway, Wayne Carey, and is now going to kick the ball in, Robbo.
Yes, and two players missing for Northland, just if I can jump in, Ian Fairley and John Longmire, to take their place, Alex Ischenko and Warren Campbell.
Kicking goes to the far side of the ground here at the Western Oval in pretty well perfect conditions for a game of football. You can come out here and the wind can be blowing, but it's not bad. North go forward. This is Stevens. Stevens, a lovely kick by Anthony Stevens, and North Melbourne have got the first goal on the scoreboard.
And the ball that's going back there to teammates, to Corey McKernan. Some good quick hands in that pack there, and Stevens, a good finisher. Scott should have kicked the goal earlier. The work we didn't quite see that, but it was kept. McKernan, I should say, did the good work there. And quick hands from Swass.
I think maybe, Peter, that North are going with a slight breeze in their back.
Judging by the windsock, right?
Not much, though, is it? So the bounce of the ball to restart play. Big Alex Ischenko up high. The ball still right in the centre of the Western Oval. It's forced forward by Liberatore to centre half forward. A struggle for possession. Scholl just off the side of his boot. Martin. Oh, well judged, Michael. If you meant it.
He did.
Just inside the line, and the boundary umpire to throw it in.
Right on centre wing here at the Western Oval, which is in excellent condition for this match this afternoon. Like a few years back, Capuano in front. Sadat Sir tries to punch it away from his teammate down there in Jose Romero.
Yes, Mickey Martin with a job on Chris Grant. Matty Armstrong running with Tony Liberatore.
So it bounce again. Capuano wins that one decisively. Back to Steve Wallace. And Wallace has kicked it out of bounds on the full. North Melbourne with an almost impeccable record out here in recent times. They've won 14 of their last 15 contests here at the Western Oval. King's kick up towards half forward. Good mark. Ischenko.
It's coming back, Pete. Chris Mitchell hadn't set the mark on the wing, Pete, so the ball's got to come back.
It's a fair way back.
Two kicks. Got to come back to David King.
Former Port Melbourne player. So King with the kick on centre wing. Grant stands the mark. King's kick to half forward, Wine, good use of the body, positioned himself better. The Brownlow medalist at right half back for Footscray. A few injury problems in weeks and months past. Cameron kicks towards centre wing. Grant, long way from goal. Martin's followed him down. This is West. Martin gives chase. Great chase by the fullback, Romero. And one of their newcomers, Philippou, gets it on to Collinyuk. Actually, it was Martin. Ball towards right half forward and paddled over the line by King. It will be a throw in 40 metres from goal.
Good aggressive spoil too by Glenn Archer on Richard Osborne.
You can get a bit of an idea early. I think Footscray looked pretty pumped and pretty ready for this clash with North Melbourne.
So they'd have to be Robbo after last week, wouldn't they?
They've had a couple of shockers. The other one was against Carlton, of course. Romero, Blakey, he takes the mark. Gets it away to Schwass. Needs the ball to bounce kindly for him, and it does.
Wayne Schwass runs away from the full back line and then kicks with his right foot, gets good distance wide out in front of Scott and Hunter. and the ball over for a throw-in on centre wing, outer side of the ground. A lot of North Melbourne fans out there. Pretty good crowd in here at the Western Oval. Ruck contest. Darcy. Hunter bashes it close to the line. Taken by Stevens. Stevens off the right boot. Kicks it towards centre half forward, but beautifully taken by Johnson. Short kick has been marked, and well marked by West. West to transfer play into the centre of the ground. Terrific running from defence by Sadat Sir. He goes further across the ground and finds Grant. Grant out in front of Michael Martin. Short, very short. Osborne and Archer. Archer, you can see the 50-metre line for the Bulldogs in the background there. Archer content to see it over for a throw-in about 75 metres around from the Footscray goal.
Yes, and Chris Grant should have turned around more quickly. He did turn around the end, but the kick then to Osborne was poor.
North Melbourne have kicked 1-1. Footscray yet to score. The ball at right half forward for the Bulldogs. Archer and Osborne close to the line again. It goes over. And another throw-in will take place. It's just a little closer to the Footscray goal from the previous boundary throw, and it's about 55 metres from Footscray's goal.
Just the one goal on the board so far. That's to North Melbourne. Martin taps it down. Armstrong a chance. The ball's going to be too close to the boundary line, and Steve Collinyuk sees it safely over.
So Archer's in a bit of trouble on the ground there. He's the one that knocked it to the boundary line. He hasn't moved much.
No, he's in a good deal of bother. Trainer bending over him at the moment. Martin taps down. Laidley. King almost runs into that pair on the ground. Ball needs to sit kindly for Scholl. It does. Farms out the hand pass. North looking good. Rock up towards left half forward. Roberts in front. Wind in from the side. Scott a chance to pick it up. Southern's got him. Quick hand pass. The refrigerator onto the boot quickly. Roberts' kick doesn't travel very far though. Stevens takes the hand pass from Capuano. Here's a chance for Roberts. 10 metres out and gets the goal. They worked hard for that, North Melbourne. Weighted numbers got them the goal. Roberts kicked it. North second. And at the other end of the ground, Archer,
well, stretcher out, Pete,
still has not moved.
Yes, terrific teamwork there by North. Just kept the ball moving, had numbers around. Roberts kicked that ball towards the umpire. Trevor Garrett, unintentionally, of course. Good quick hands from Capuano, and then Roberts backed up beautifully. They're going to have to stop this game for a minute while they get Archer off the ground. In going to knock the ball to the boundary line at that half-back, he obviously got a player fell across him. I'm not sure if he's hurt a leg or he's actually knocked unconscious momentarily.
He seems to be, well, he is holding his head, so...
He was nearly to his knees. I was watching closely in the hands of the trainers, and he was nearly to his knees, but very quickly one of the trainers called for the stretcher, so Melbourne one down already.
Yes, and Adrian McAdam will be the player to come on for his first game this season in the seniors.
Let's see what happened. We have a replay. Archer number 11.
He's in the back of this, just coming through now, Pete. Knocks it out.
Oh, boot got him in the head, did it?
Yeah, maybe a knee early and then a boot, yep.
Let's take another look at it.
He's at the very back there, just going across to knock the ball out.
Might have been Libber.
Yes, well, Libber came away holding his knee, so it was Libber's left knee that got him in the side of the head.
Well, the game is only a few minutes old, and that's a bad blow for North Melbourne because Glenn Archer, the most useful player, can play at both ends of the ground. Not to say that he won't come back on, but of course concussed players. There's a law about that at the moment. Anyway, he'll go to the medical room and they'll check it up. So the game restarts. North Melbourne 2-1 and Footscray yet to score. Wine, a chance to palm the ball further forward. Now it comes up to Steve Crediuk. Crediuk's kick out towards the boundary line. Grant's out there, so too is Rock. And the ball beats him and Martin over the boundary line. It will be thrown in front of the old coach's box on the outer side. I mentioned North Melbourne's amazing record out here. Laidley over the top. Tried to find Stevens, and again it's out of bounds. So another throw in. Wind and Capuano. Footscray with the numbers. It's Collinyuk. Stevens. Stevens has kicked towards centre half forward. McKernan, long bomb into the goal square, over the head of the pack, and it goes through for one behind to Corey McKernan. So North doing all the scoring, 2-2, and Footscray yet to score.
Yes, they're just handling that ball a little more cleanly there, and I think Danny Southern may have been just a bit unsighted there. He seemed to be in the box seat to go for that ball. In the end, McKernan got it.
Mark Hunter in picture, but Leon Cameron to kick back into play for the Bulldogs. He goes to that area in the left back pocket where Hunter has taken the mark. Hunter goes long and kicks towards the half-back region. Terrific leap and grab by Capuano for North Melbourne. Another one of the exciting young prospects in AFL. Capuano gets back quickly and kicks to half forward. Ischenko last in line. McAdam couldn't take the football. Steve Wallace in trouble at the bottom of the pack, and the umpire will call for a bounce. About 15 players around this bounce. Steve Wallace, one of the elder statesmen now here at Footscray. Wine, good tackle, taken away by Southern. Southern gets good distance with a hurried kick out near the centre of the ground. Gathered there by Capuano. He's dragged to the ground, and umpire Carey decides on a bounce. Dean Laidley playing his 100th game for North Melbourne today, just giving Capuano a bit of a pat there. The ruck contest, the ball falls with Wallace. Wallace's kick is beautifully weighted for Grant. Running by Smith is good. He can bounce and run, and he decides to do that. You've got to be penalised now.
Yes, he has, Robbo.
Have gone too far. He was trying very hard to get into a position to kick the ball, Roscoe, and I just watched him there, indicating that maybe there was nothing coming from down the ground.
Yes, and he also had a couple of North players coming at him, so he thought, well, I'll try and take them on as well. And umpire Peter Carey said, no, you've gone too far.
I'll tell you what, he can move just the same.
Oh, he's a very quick player, Rowan Smith, but on that occasion, it all broke down at centre half forward for the Bulldogs. The kick by King, but gathered by McKernan. McKernan goes to full forward, and the mark is taken by Ischenko, who had a bit of space there from Scotty Wine. And Ischenko will shoot for goal. North Melbourne at present 2-2. Footscray yet to score. Ischenko a chance for North Melbourne's third goal.
Yes, and Alan Joyce got a few problems with the North big fellows. McKernan and Capuano doing very well.
Will get the distance, but not the accuracy. Ischenko kicks it behind for North Melbourne, so they lead by 15 points to 0. And we've played about 10 or 12 minutes of this first quarter.
We've got 12 3/4 minutes left. Leon Cameron, who often does the kicking in for Footscray. Not a bad crowd. Probably around about the 15 to 18,000 here this afternoon for this match. Cameron's kick to the outer side, Southern in front. Big leap over the top, Capuano. There's a free kick going North Melbourne's way.
He played the mark, hasn't he?
Well, did he play the mark?
Goodness me, I thought Stanford was in front.
Well, hard to see a mark there. Wine, Sadat Sir gives it away to Smith. Now Cameron. Oh, McAdam got coat hanger.
Yes, from Sadat Sir.
Just come onto the ground, McAdam.
So I said before that mark that it was Stanford. It was actually Luke Darcy that I thought had first touch of the footy.
It's like that infamous one to Kelvin Templeton when he kicked his 15th goal out here that day. A very doubtful grab. Now, he's at about a 45-degree angle. Adrian McAdam started in the AFL ranks in a blaze of glory. He's battled a little bit in recent times. Again, distance shouldn't be a problem. Gets close to the man on the mark. Pretty good kick just the same. He's got the goal. McAdam's first, North Melbourne's third, and they go to 3 goals, 3. The Roos, Footscray yet to score.
Yes, you mentioned that, Pete. 93 where he kicked 68 goals is a real bumper year for him. He goes back to remonstrate with a couple of Footscray players up there. It's unnecessary. And then last year, just the 18 goals. So really needs to step up now with his opportunity.
Well, that's what he's there for, isn't it? If he gets those chances,
That's right.
He must convert. Ischenko doing the ruck work for North Melbourne, Scotty Wine leading from the front for the Bulldogs. The kick by West, bit of an up and under, and the mark has been taken by Wine. Gets the hand pass away. This is Johnson. Johnson, a pretty ordinary kick. Bounces awkwardly for Mickey Martin. He's got his fellow defenders in Laidley there to help out, and eventually gets a kick himself. Good gather, terrific gather by Allison. Slipping, gets the hand pass away. North Melbourne in a bit of trouble around the centre of the ground. Armstrong slipping over as well. And the umpire will call for a bounce. 3-3 North Melbourne. Footscray yet to score. The Bulldogs have had the ball up to their half-forward line a couple of occasions in this first term, and haven't been able to get all that much further to give themselves a real chance of scoring. Wine has the football, tackled by Armstrong. Down goes Collingwood. Ball spills for West. Now Martin, the Footscray player, but the free kick is with West, the Footscray midfielder. Scotty West off the left foot. Very ordinary kick. Punched away by Martin. That's Michael Martin for North Melbourne, and nearly taken by Michael Martin of Footscray, but it's Armstrong getting the handball away. Stevens doesn't mess around. Forces it forward for North Melbourne, a half foot. Oh, terrific mark. That was strength shown by Carey. We'll go for goal now. The lead was on. He's bombed it to the square, and it's a North mark taken by McAdam. Confidence player is Adrian McAdam, and this will do him no harm whatsoever. A goal already and a chance to get his second in the first term.
There's a good work again through the midfield by North Melbourne, particularly Matty Armstrong just ran straight at the football. They had numbers around the support, and Leon Cameron's always going to find it hard to get on top of a marking duel with Wayne Carey, just simply because of lack of height.
So North Melbourne through McAdam. Opportunity for the fourth goal. He really should kick this, and he does. So already Adrian McAdam has kicked 2 goals for North Melbourne, and they've got their fourth on the scoreboard. They lead 27-0.
Yes, that's where, as I mentioned before, Alan Joyce is going to find it very hard to match up with the tools of North Melbourne. Already I mentioned that Capuano and McKernan have done very well through midfield, along with Oshenko. And then McAdam, who gave a lead to Carey after that mark, then doubled back. Could almost let the ball go through for a goal, but did the right thing, took the mark, and then converted pretty easily.
7 effective scoring shots to North Melbourne. Footscray 0. 2 goals to McAdam and singles to Roberts and Anthony Stevens. So things are really looking rather bleak for Footscray. Their hoodoo against North Melbourne, even at this early stage of the contest, looks like continuing. McAdam's got 2. Wine to West. Across his body. Just clears the square, but not the zone. Laidley to Martin. Ball jar free in the tackle. Now picked up by Philippou. Philippou's kick up towards half forward. Might have almost been a free kick there. The umpire let it go. Armstrong. Stevens. Laidley. Wallace has got him. Good tackle by the former captain. Scott can't drag it in. The ball beats him over the boundary line for a throw-in in front of the old coach's box on the outer side. North supporters pretty happy with the club's effort so far. 4-3-0. Wind and Nischenko. Ramiro. Marking contest at half forward. None can drag it down. King's got it. Gives away a pretty quick hand pass. Almost too quick for Scholl. He tries to give it back to King. And going into a player tackle is the debutant, Sam Philippou. Last to get up, and it will be a bounce just on the edge of the square. So Footscray badly need a goal just to keep themselves in this match at the moment. Kick out of that scrimmage came from Scholl. Southern, Roberts, Allison loves a goal. He was making goals. It's going to be a Footscray free kick though.
Holding on, Pete.
Johnson perhaps. It is Johnson. Johnson's got the free. Bulldogs needing something to happen. Martin taken out of the contest. Maybe this will be their first scoring thrust. Grant has got the mark. Be a good duel, that one. Grant's been playing a long way from goal so far in the first quarter.
But that's the downside, Pete. He's had to come right forward to get his kicks.
West has got it. Down to Osborne territory, if he can find him. Good mark. Now Osborne has kicked 499 career goals. A big milestone for him. in the context of his career, and a badly needed one for Footscray if he can convert.
Yes, and former teammates playing there. John Blake has gone back to pick up Osborne, with Glenn Archer going off the ground, having been what appeared to be knocked out momentarily.
Any score will be Footscray's first. Osborne kicks, and he's got his 500th. Great moment for him, and a big moment for Footscray, as I said, in the context of this match.
Yes, that's really only about Robbo mentioned they'd only been forward inside that 50 a couple of times in this quarter. This is, again, Chris Grant getting his kick pretty well forward. Chipped across the ground as the lead of Osborne was cut off, and then West was able to find Osborne, who just used his greatest strength to keep John Blakey off the ball here. Just gave him a nudge at the right time. Well done.
Footscray, with just under 8 minutes left in the first quarter, have kicked their first goal through Richard Osborne. North Melbourne, on the other hand, have kicked 4 goals, 3, 2 of which have been kicked by Adrian McAdam, who came onto the ground at the expense of Glenn Archer. Wind takes it out of the air. Well done. Already having an impact to Scotty Wind. The kick towards half forward. Grant up high, but the ball punched away by the North Melbourne defenders. Armstrong's handball out into the path of King. Can he gather it? He keeps it in. Stevens. Awkward bouncing ball. Well done by Ramiro. Terrific stuff. And a little kick by West goes along the boundary line, about 15 metres towards the Footscray goal. Scotty West gets back to give Ramiro a pat on the head. His effort was a good one.
He's playing against his old club for the first time.
Getting a few boos too, Roscoe, I noticed, which you'd reckon would have been unnecessary.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
Scott for North Melbourne. Ramiro probably should have taken... Oh, dear me!
Yeah, definitely.
Blatant free kick. And quickly the umpire in, but Ramiro looks in trouble. It was a tough contest at the player and the ball by Brett Allison. Ramiro down, and he looks as though he might be all right. He's going to take his kick. Trainers attending him now. Punch back towards the wing. Gatherers by Stevens. Gets the handball to King. King gets past. Smith looking to intercept. Fails to do so. The kick covers the players at half forward. McAdam goes down, and a crude tackle coming from behind by Hunter. The free kick is with McAdam. Oh! It will go to Hunter now, surely. That was silly play by McAdam. The kick is reversed. Hunter gets the bullies back towards the wing, and the mark is taken by Martin for Footscray. Handballs away. Johnson running along the wing on the far side of the ground. Off the left foot. He's kicked to half forward. That could be nearly paid to Grant. No, play on. Shoal it is for North Melbourne. Runs in towards centre half back, and a wobbly punt kick into the centre of the ground. Awkward to gather, but Smith was favoured by the bounce. He runs through the centre of the ground. He's run down. Gets the handball to Ramiro. Is it all Sir? Sadat Sir. The kick goes across the half-forward line for Footscray. The race is on now. Keeping his footing is Anthony Stevens. Just took his eye off the ball momentarily, but able to recover. Kicks it in towards half-forward. And great gather by Scott. Scott runs through half-forward. North Melbourne goes surging. He's nearly run too far. Able to kick off the left foot. In towards full forward. Wine gets back. Some exciting play now in the middle part, or towards the end of the first term. Hunter kicks back, but a good mark by Capuano. Footscray supporters not happy. North will go into their 50-metre area.
And McPherson due to come on. Big pack of players down there. And the Footscray defence able to see the ball safely over the boundary line in front of Wayne Schross.
So that's the play to come off. And well done to Anthony Stevens on the wing here in his contest with
Steve McPherson came on and almost ran straight through King to make his presence felt. They'd bounce off each other, that pair. Liberatore been quiet so far. Underneath, Hunter thought about going off the ground. And the umpire will come in and bounce it 30 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. North Melbourne leading 4-3. Footscray 1 goal. We've got just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Footscray in the last few minutes, a bit more competitive. Wind has been terrific in the ruck so far. Southern pinned. He's not getting anywhere in the tackle of Roberts and Armstrong. And it will be another bounce. Hischenko. Oh, McKernan with a big leap. Now McAdam takes the hand pass into the pocket as Scott. Scott snaps at goal. Not bad. Carey. Darcy was there. Collingwood. Can Footscray get it out of the danger zone through Smith? They can. Long kick this time. Stanfield. Capuano got a fingernail to it. Martin went down. What's he doing down there? Stevens. Kick out of bounds on the floor. Footscray free kick. And it will be taken by the man who's just come onto the ground, Steve Super McPherson. He's at right half-back. King to stand the mark. One of the veterans of the Footscray side, McPherson from the boundary line. He'll kick to centre wing. Kick drops a little bit short. Stanfield punches. Liberatore rock over the head. But the too high on West against Allison. Things becoming a little bit willing out here at the Western Oval. And West with the free kick.
Well, Footscray go on with the game. Philippou is marked between the centre of the ground and right half back as far as Footscray are concerned. They're still defending. Now they get into their attacking half. Capuano getting back to help Martin. Martin takes the hand pass. Laidley just a little fumble.
Too
Is that
high
hand
and hard.
pass too fierce?
Too high, too hard, Robert, yeah.
Well, boundary throw in between wing and right half forward for Footscray. Close to 25 minutes gone. We're into time on now in the first term. Ramiro underneath the action there. Anthony Stevens with the football. And the umpire will bounce. Umpires are Chris Mitchell, Trevor Garrett
And Peter
Carey. Stanfield doing the ruck work. The ball spills now for Grant. He's able to gather and then kick across his left shoulder. Punched away. Liberatore hard at the football. There's never any doubt that he does that. Good gather Armstrong.
Well
Gets it out to Ross Smith. Ross Smith, a grand defender for North Melbourne. Oh, Carey, a great leap. Couldn't take the ball though. Cameron in trouble. Well, gang tackle. Roberts, lovely handball. In goes Allison. He'll cap it off. Brett Allison on the run. Kicks North Melbourne's 5th goal. What about the 2 tackles or the 2 players that got stuck into Cameron? There was no way known he was going to get out of that area.
Right. Just their teamwork's been very good today. And their small players have complemented the work the big fellas are doing. The hard running plays. That was the lead from Carey. Here it is, Allison and also Scott. And well done too by Mark Roberts, just to draw Southern to him and allow Brett Allison some space to run in for what is a pretty well straightforward goal for a player like that.
Brett Allison gets his first goal, and North Melbourne's 5th scoreboard. It is 33-6 at the Western Oval. It's one-way traffic in the first quarter. Kick up the ground by Schwass, almost up towards the 50-metre line. Carey, hand pass, partially blocked. Allison, back to McKernan. Here they come again. Collingwood, though, saves the day. His kick just clears the centre area. Laidley with the punch. It's all North Melbourne at the fall of the ball. Stevens to number 24's Wallace is taken down.
Good tackle.
That came from Scholl. Back it comes to Laidley. Right from the circle. 100 gamer. Laidley up towards McAdam. 2 hands to it. He's already kicked 2 goals. Stanfield tries to burst his way clear. Tackled by McAdam, ineffective. Up towards half-back, and the mark is taken by Scholl. Schwass. Ron Schwass, for the Morris Medal winner.
Between the 2 of them, they make some bread. Schwabs.
Don't start. That's out of bounds or behind. It's the latter, I think, rushed through for a minor score to North Melbourne, taking their tally to 5 goals 4. Pretty good start by the Roos, and we've still got a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Cameron again kicking in. Doesn't get too much distance with that one. McKernan has taken the mark. Would have got the free kick anyway. And he can kick a football, Corey McKernan. Don't write him off from here.
No one on the mark, really. I'll take that. Colin looks there now.
See, the flair they've got with Capuano, McKernan and Ischenko is
difficult to match up with, Robbo.
And Ischenko, of course, that later conclusion in the side. Oh, he drew the man to him. Gives it over to Allison now. He got it from Schwass. Off the hands, hit the post anyway, run behind. So another point to North Melbourne. McKernan in everything at the moment. Scoreboard showing 5-5-35. Footscray 1 goal, 6 points.
Into the last minute of this first quarter. Umpire calling to play on. So Hunter has to go across the 10-metre square into the opposite back pocket. And McPherson is marked. Footscray under enormous pressure in this first term. North Melbourne have had 10 scoring shots to just 1 for the Bulldogs. And you wouldn't think it was that sort of a breeze going down to that left-hand end.
You summed it up, Robbo. It's a breeze, that's all.
Yes, fairly good football conditions today. McPherson. Now Steve Wallace. Tackle, didn't have the ball. So Steve Wallace will take the free kick for Footscray at right half back. Bulldogs would do well to stop North Melbourne from scoring again in this first term. The remaining seconds of the first term. Wallace's kick to the wing. Armstrong, well done. Martin, a hand pass. Smith in support. Smith goes to half forward. Southern there. Ball awkward. Through goes Carey. Smother was okay by Cameron. Ball spills for Roberts. Got a chance to gather. Kicks across his left shoulder. Miraculous goal by Mark Roberts. Seconds left. There it is. The siren sounds basically as he kicked the ball. He's kicked 2 goals. McAdam has kicked 2. And one each to Allison and Anthony Stevens. And in North Melbourne at quarter time is 6-5. Footscray are 1 goal. This is good fun. Where should that go? Over there.
Trouble is they're missing him midfield.
Exactly.
Second quarter from the Western Oval, 35 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. And the good news for the Roos, Glenn Archer back on the sidelines after being carried from the ground after an accidental kick to the head in the first quarter. Wallace diving on top of the footy, ties it up, and the umpire will bounce it again. Adrian McAdam kicked 2 goals in the first quarter, and Mark Roberts kicked an absolute perler right on the siren to also have 2. Ischenko, a late inclusion to the side, beaten by Wind. Martin underneath the football. Smith across his body out to King. Ball bounces kindly for him. Beats McPherson, who came on late in the first quarter. King to Laidley, the 100-gamer. Laidley's kicked down towards left half forward. And a holding decision there going to Leon Cameron against Carey. One of the more unusual matchups here this afternoon. Well, let's be fair, Roscoe. Carey hasn't done a lot.
Well, on stats, it's worked okay, but I'm just saying to Robbo off air that it's probably robbed them of some midfield drive. So you rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, right you are. Leon Cameron, certainly one of the better kicks in the side. Punch away by Scholl. Liberatore had a very quiet first quarter, Libba. Just 3 possessions. Certainly would have expected more from him. And I'm sure Alan Joyce would have said the same for quite a few players in the first quarter. Must be pretty heavy over there. The umpire throwing the ball up. Quick kick out of the pack. A real up and under job. And Roberts, good attempt to mark. Couldn't quite drag it in. Opportunity down there for Martin of Footscray.
Scotty Wine, terrific then.
Great
He's been fantastic in the first quarter. One of their best players. Capuano. No one can drag it in. Good tackle applied down there by Blakey. And the ball was all tied up. Inside 50, we will see a bounce.
You quite wonder where Footscray are going to get their goals from, Ross. The North Melbourne defence just smothering them at the moment. Chris Grant's driving hard. Martin making it difficult for Liberatore to break away. And also in the middle of the action there's Armstrong for North Melbourne. Umpire forced to bounce once again. It's about 45 metres from Footscray's goal. The ball spills to the back. Nichols and Liberatore. And a boundary throw-in will take place in that general area, about 50 metres from Footscray's goal. North Melbourne kicked their 6th goal right on the siren through Mark Roberts. So a good first term by the Kangaroos. Bouncing ball awkward. Stevens. In goes Ross Smith, gets it to Armstrong. Armstrong clears for North Melbourne. Back towards the centre of the ground. And an athletic leap and mark taken by the captain, Carey. He plays on and kicks into centre half forward. Rowan Smith gets back. Roberts made good ground. Little toe poke for McAdam. McAdam tried to be just a little too fancy, maybe. And it goes out on the full free kick to Footscray.
Yeah, the idea was certainly right to get around the corner quickly, but just with one hand makes it terribly difficult.
Southern to kick it clear for Footscray. And he's going in the direction of Wind. Ischenko at the front. Ball spills to the back, Ross Smith. Schwass very skillfully kicks it back. No one home for North Melbourne. Safe chest mark taken by Hunter. He plays on and kicks into the centre. He's looking for Wallace. Wallace has made good position. The ball punched away. The rebound lands now with Philippou. His kick goes in towards the left forward pocket. Osborne punched away brilliantly by Blakey. Martin just a little slow. Little kick by Osborne, good. Over the top, Philippou. In goes Wallace. Must goal for Footscray from the square. Steve Wallace would be pretty happy. Not too many goals has come from his boot.
No, only 3 last year, none this year so far, Robbo, so I'll be very pleased with that. And well done, Footscray. They built that up very well. Just numbers around the footy, prepared to run forward, options everywhere. Martin just got caught there by a good tackle. Then a nice kick out there by Osborne, just to set up his teammates. Good running by Wallace.
Steve Wallace trying to urge on the Footscray side, a former captain, a fair while back now. And he's got the side's second goal today. The other kick by Richard Osborne in the first quarter. It's 6-5 to 2 straight goals by Footscray. Ischenko taps down. And we'll see another bounce. Only a few metres from the centre circle. 16.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Last up, Gardner Morris and Brownlow medalist Tony Liberatore. Wind to Libber. And his 4th possession down to half forward. Oh, Smith and Grant, they're both hurt. Still down. Collinyuk kicks to the forward pocket. Blakey gets back quickly, so too does Laidley and also Michael Martin of Footscray. Gee, that was a collision.
It's great courage by Grant. Has he got ribs?
Got his shoulder, it says it.
Like Adams and Healy at the MCG many years ago.
Yes,
a real bone cruncher. And Chris Grant, well, what a blow that is for Footscray.
Ribs, I'd say.
Their best forward, ribs or a shoulder. He looks in a good deal of bother, doesn't he? So Collinyuk bums out the hand pass towards the 50-metre line. Footscray desperate to try and get another goal on the board here. But the North Melbourne defence more than equal to the occasion, and once again it will be a bounce.
Yes, and fortunately for Brad Nicholson, he gets a run. He's a late inclusion for Steve Krediuk. But it looks like Chris Grant might have some pretty sore ribs.
Footscray runner coming out. Liberatore. Quick hand pass. Onto his left boot, Sam Philippou. And bounces over the head of Smith and out of bounds in Footscray's left forward pocket. Number 14, Luke Darcy. Coming back on, or coming on for North Melbourne is going to be Campbell, it looks like. As both coaches swinging changes. Boundary throw in. 30 metres from goal. Flipped out the back. West a chance. Liberatore gives it back to him and he fumbles at the crucial moment. Stevens got into his back. Umpire lets it go. Great tackle down there by Martin. Stevens on the bottom. North Melbourne through McKernan. A clearing kick. Southern looking for options. McKernan gives chase. Centering kick by Danny Southern. No mark taken at half forward. And North Melbourne are going to come away through King. His kick up towards the centre wing position where he finds Carey.
It was a good athletic mark again by Wayne Carey. He had to dive forward and pick it up like a slips catch. He kicks near to the 50-metre line. Footscray defence now under pressure. Nicholson at the bottom there. And Mark Roberts. There's Scotty Wine's covered some territory in that passage of play to get back and help the defence out.
Yep. The Footscray fans just giving Wayne Carey the razz because he showed the ball to Scotty Wine after that mark.
Wine gets it back towards Liberatore. Shrugs the tackle from Armstrong and then kicks it back near the wing. Schwass went for the one-hander. Collinyuk was his opponent. Handball nearly chopped off by Steve Collinyuk. Well done by Southern. Back to Collinyuk. In short. Philippou. Now a chance for Allen, who's come onto the ground. Steve Wallace, the last Footscray goal kicker. Still Allen has a chance. Handball over the top to Liberatore. Quickly onto his boot. Fortunately lands with Collinyuk. He's got West running in support. He may go in short. It's a good pass. Not quite making the ground there was Darcy. Gathered by Martin. Martin kicks for goal and misses. Footscray could have done with that one.
It's a great pick-up by Luke Darcy, Robbo, as you said. The Footscray just seemed to lift their momentum a bit. They're just prepared to run a bit harder, attack the football, and not be second to the footy, which they were very much on that first quarter, I thought.
North Melbourne 6-5, Footscray 2-1. Early in the second term, Ross Smith to kick it back for North Melbourne.
Under 14 minutes left, King and McKernan making a lead towards the outer side. That's where he goes. McKernan in front, wind over the top. Scholl kicks from a standing start back towards midfield. Footscray with the numbers. North Melbourne at the fall of the ball. Allison loves to run, loves to goal. Still he goes, Allison. Inside 50. Steadies, shoots, and he has missed. Should have kicked it.
Yes, we did everything right too, Pete. He ran quickly, bounced, drew the player, steadied. I thought he might have just chipped over the top to Scott, but
1-1. He's kicked. Leon Cameron trying to be everywhere, has the task of minding Carey. West, too tall Stanfield. Collinyuk. Long hand pass, needs to bounce for Martin, it does. Good tackle, Wayne Schwass. Ball jarred free in that tackle, and Schwass picks it up again. Terrific stuff. Guess who he's found? Carey at centre wing. Not the most popular player here at the Western Oval. Short pass is a beauty. He's found Stevens. Liberatore on the mark. Wine comes across it. Kickers to half forward. At the back is Johnson, looking for support. Long hand pass to Hunter. Hunter from right half back gets Footscray out of danger. Bad kick though, Laidley in the middle. Allen comes with him. He's got the mark.
Yep.
Went 20 feet in the air and he grabbed it again. North Melbourne fans in the background warmly applauding that effort. Laidley. Kickers to half forward. Stanfield with the gloves on, no trouble.
Hand pass away to McPherson. McPherson close to the boundary line. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Nearly together by Southern. Rebounds for Allen. Did well. Got it back. West. Receiving from Southern. West's kick. No one home for Footscray. Bounces into vacant full forward area. Back goes Capuano for the Kangaroos. He kicks out wide. Laidley has made good position all on his own. And left half back for North Melbourne. His kick goes down towards the wing and a mark is taken for North by McKernan. McKernan looking to move it quickly. Kicks it in towards half forward. Excellent mark taken by Carey. Statistics starting to mount for the North Melbourne captain. That's his 5th mark and 6th kick. Roberts, down he goes. Umpire calls play on. Gathered by Scott. Handball to the advantage of Roberts. Free kick is it to Scott?
Yes, against Hunter for a high tackle.
Ball will come back to the North Melbourne player, Robert Scott. He'll kick from 50 metres. The breeze into his face. Difficult kick for distance. Looking to give it off. Now he's going to go long into the square. It gets to the end of that area. McAdam couldn't take the mark. Coming away is Cameron. Short kick, good vision. And pinpointed Collinyuk about 40 metres further forward for the Bulldogs. His kick is okay. Finds Wallace. He can go into the centre. The handball went behind Rowan Smith, but he's able to recover his position, get around onto his right foot, and then kick towards full forward. Out in front, Osborne, but it's brilliantly punched away by Blakey. In doing so, gave away the free kick. The umpire was in a brilliant position, and he has awarded the free kick to Osborne, holding on against Blakey.
Yes, and while he wants that front position, Richard Osborne's going to be very hard to get around, and John Blakey was right with him. And trying to get that extra leverage, just held onto his jumper. And as Robbo said, Peter Carey in the right position.
Footscray need this goal. Osborne kicked their first goal to the opposite end in that first quarter.
Gee, there wasn't much in it on the replay.
Well, he said for holding, so it may have been just before that too, but not on screen.
You wonder sometimes free kicks are very hard to get in that middle part of the ground, but some soft ones given in the 50-metre area. Osborne just hoists it in the air and it sails through for his 2nd goal.
And number 501, therefore, in an illustrious career, 6-6 to 3-1.
And they're certainly looking a lot better, Footscray, with Chris Grant going off with some rib problems and Danny Southern going to centre half forward. He's been quite good at attacking the ball. And they've just shifted the ball around a bit more, with a bit more authority, Footscray. They found some players in space. And Osborne there just saying that Blakey, perhaps that was a lucky free kick, but I got the goal.
2 goals to Richard Osborne. Footscray clawing their way back. 6-6 to 3-1 at the Western Oval. And 10 minutes left, so halfway through the 2nd quarter. West from Wine. The West Wine. Allen. Kicks to half forward.
Poor kick.
Bad kick. Had his teammate down there. That's Sam Philippou.
He's well in the clear. As Robbo's just saying, he could have handballed. But the kick just had to be spot on. Another lost opportunity.
And it wasn't. Roberts at right half forward for Footscray. It certainly seems to be the scoring end anyway. But as Robbo said in the first quarter, it's only a very slight breeze favouring the old, what we term the drill hall end. Scott to West. Lovely turn. Threepenny bit job that one. Turns, kicks, but misses. Behind or out of bounds? It's out of bounds. And so John Blakey will kick the ball back into play, adjacent to the behind post. And he is not a happy chappy.
Yeah, West has had plenty of the footy, Pete, 12 and 3, but that's probably a little bit indicative of how he's kicked today. For a very good kick of the football, he's been a little bit wayward.
And down in front of us, Glenn Archer, who was KO'd in the first quarter, carried from the ground on a stretcher. Looks as though he's about to come back on. Wind will punch, and does effectively into the crowd. List of North Melbourne supporters. So Glenn Archer.
Capiano to come off, Pete, and I dare say Archer may go back to full-back. We'll let Blakey go further up the ground with a more on-ball role.
Terrific player, Glenn Archer, can play at both ends of the ground. Oh, Curtin, excellently done. Well-weighted kick. King, Stevens to half forward and playing in front. The other number 18, Leon Cameron.
Didn't give the centre forward any chance whatsoever.
Wallace gives it away. Nicholson, his kick up towards half forward. Good mark. Taken by Ross Smith, always in the right place at the right time. Chips it short. Schwass. Closing. Martin didn't quite get there. Roberts attempted a hand pass after the tackle. It was blocked by Nicholson, and it's out of bounds.
It looks like Dennis Pagan's going to leave John Blakey there, which is a fair move anyway. And Archer's now picking up Rowan Smith.
Just 3 or 4 ordinary kicks in the last couple of minutes. Ill-directed and scrubbers. Wayne Schwass is a better kick than that. Collingham gets a good kick across his left shoulder, but just carried a little too far. And it's out on the full. So North Melbourne will gain possession. It's Michael Martin, their rugged defender. He kicks down the boundary line. Back goes Nicholson on Robert Scott. He's quite happy to knock it over for a boundary throw-in. Bulldogs 3-1, trail North Melbourne 6-6. The Kangaroos at quarter time was 6-5, so they've added one behind. And Footscray have kicked 2 goals, 1 so far in this second term. Scotty Wine doing well in the ruck contest. Down goes Schwass. McKernan gets it across to Rock. Rock's kick to the square, and a great mark. He is just irrepressible, Wayne Carey. He only had 2 kicks and 1 handball in the first term, but already in this second quarter, he's amassed another 4 kicks and 5 handballs. This will be his 5th kick for the quarter, and he could get his first goal for the game, surely, from this mark.
Yes, and that's where he's going to be very difficult for Leon Cameron to stop, as I mentioned before. Just his size, height, weight, difficult to combat.
He's kicking from only 10 metres from goal, pretty well straight in front. And he's got North Melbourne's 7th goal. Carey 1, Stevens 1, Allison 1, 2 each to Roberts and McAdam for North Melbourne.
Good pressure on Schwass there by Collingham and one other player, but then there was a good kick by Rock, nice and direct to the goal square. That's how Carey likes him, floats him from the side, and perhaps just trying to pick the Footscray player, could possibly come over Mark Hunter, coming away from McAdam over the top of both Cameron and Carey. Maybe affected a punch, but not to be.
Wind in ruck for Footscray. Carey 6 marks, 7 kicks, and now 1 goal. An impressive second quarter. Liberatore out of the congestion. The kickers towards the left half forward flank. Martin gives away the hand pass. Collingham gets it back to Martin. Martin's kick towards half forward. That's as far as it's going. Ross Smith again chops it off. Stevens in front of Smith. Laidley, the junkyard dog from right half back. Laidley's kick up towards midfield. It's a wobbler. Carey strong in front of Johnson to take the mark.
Just bounced off him, Brad Johnson.
He did. Armstrong. Like Mark McClure and Mick Noel. Remember that one? To kick a goal here. He's got it, McKernan. Corey McKernan's first. And North Melbourne's forward line firing on all cylinders as the Roos go further ahead. The scoreboard 8-6 to 3-1.
Yes, and the plaudits in the back half coming to Ross Smith from his teammates there to set that up. Armstrong just missed a couple of early leads, just went long. I thought he may not have given his forwards a chance here, but McAdam got back. Hunter just spilling that, and McKernan just showing us his athleticism and skill. Terrific goal. McAdam coming off, and Trent Nichols to come back on.
7.5 minutes left in the second term. North Melbourne swing another change. Nichols on and McAdam off. Footscray go forward to centre half forward. West not able to get clear. Umpire will call for a bounce. Mentioned that North Melbourne had only added one behind in this second term. Well, just as soon as you say that, they add 2 goals. Wine gets the ball down in the west direction. He's tackled, didn't have the ball. A little high, was it, Ross?
So the umpire said, Chris Mitchell. Yep.
West with the free kick. He goes wide into the pocket. No one can take the mark. Allen is there to scout the pack close to the line. Ross Smith will see it over for a throw-in. That miserly North Melbourne defence so far restricting Footscray to just 3-1.
Chris Grant's back out in the ground, Robert. Yep.
That's a very pleasant sight, I'm sure, for everyone. Chance for Philippou, trying to crash his way through. Archer and Scholl. Scholl quite content there. Now, if that ball was in when he gathered it, and he just was quite prepared to run over the boundary line, could that be classified as deliberate, or is that being too pedantic?
Well, it is a bit, but I mean, within the rules, I suppose, Robbo, if you want to carry out to the letter.
Rock to gather the ball. Away goes Nichols. Nichols from left half back. Kicks back to the wing. Great bar. Congratulations. Some real tough stuff there required, and Brad Johnson is equal to the task. He's kicking towards the centre. Collinew came to the ground. Sloppy hand pass. Back towards Johnson. West for Footscray. Runs around onto that left foot. Kicks towards full forward. Osborne and Blakey. The ball rebounds back to Osborne. Blakey's ridden him into the ground, but the umpire sees that as all locked up, and he will bounce as McAdam comes back on. And have a guess whose place he's taken. The guy that went on and took McAdam's place about a minute ago.
Trent Nichols. I thought that should have been a free kick to Osborne.
Osborne does well. Gathers and then swings, but his kick is astray. Bounces just inside the boundary line, so a throw-in will take place in the right forward pocket for Footscray, with 5 3/4 minutes left in the first half here at the Western Oval. North Melbourne leading 8-6 to 3-1.
Capuano due to come back for North Melbourne. It looks as though Chris Grant is as well. North Melbourne's defence standing firm. Scholl. Wine will punch from behind, tries to get it to Wallace, which he does. He gets catted into and will get a free kick for a high tackle. North Melbourne supporters out there in disbelief. Steve Wallace kicked a goal already for Footscray today in this quarter. Martin, Blakey, Johnson was there. Armstrong has it stolen from him. Gives the hand pass out to Laidley. Laidley's kick to Wallace. Now super. Steve McPherson. Archer didn't hold it long enough according to the umpire. Martin's kick across goal. Chance for Footscray. Collinew pushes off Schwass. Now a chance for the Bulldogs. It's Smith taking it from Martin. Still he goes. And the refrigerator right next to the boundary line. Roberts to Schwass. Sloppy hand pass. Out on the full, I think. Yes, it is. Bad luck for the doggies.
One of those days, isn't it?
Free kick to Scott. Now then that, well, just bad luck against Nicholson. He's got the free kick next to the interchange gates. Short of right centre wing. Scoreboard 8-6 to 3-1. And that's not a marking contest. McKernan in front. He's going to grab it, and did. Corey McKernan kicked a goal this quarter, some 5 minutes back. Johnson blocked by Allison. It's going to be a Footscray ball. Johnson's going to take it. Now it's going back to Cameron, is it?
Johnson.
No, right the first time. Nearly played on. Carey was waiting from centre half back. Kick drops a little bit short. Oh, great mark! Wayne Schwass, what a ripper!
Set himself beautifully for that.
Speak of the devil. He gets the handball away to Laidley. Laidley ducks back and then kicks back towards the centre. McKernan nearly spills for Allison. Allison, funny little bounce in front of himself and then kicks into the pocket, looks for McAdam. Back goes Cameron to give the full-back line a bit of a help out. Stanfield in trouble. Good pressure applied by Campbell. And the ball spills for a throw in left forward pocket for North Melbourne. The Kangaroos lead 8-6 to 3-1. Footscray had made a little bit of a surge and got up to 3-1 while North Melbourne was still on 6-6. A couple of quick goals for the Kangaroos about 5 minutes ago has given them a handy lead at this stage. Robert Scott can't get past Liberatore and McPherson. Still a struggle for possession. Scott will come out with the ball, and umpire will bounce about 30 metres from the North Melbourne goal. Wine gets it down. Liberatore gathers. Going pretty well nowhere. McKernan takes it away from him. Not able to break clear. A bounce once again. About 25 metres from the North Melbourne goal. Healthy bounce. Wine gets his left foot to it. So does Scotty West. Back out towards the half-back region. King gathers. Pressure applied by McPherson. The kick is a bit of an up and under. And an excellent mark. That's another terrific mark taken by Johnson. He's only played about 20 games. This is his 17th game to be exact. But he's a very exciting young prospect. The kick goes back near the wing. Martin. Ooh. And that's got to be nearly holding it, doesn't it? Martin was hit in the head. The football was underneath.
It's bleeding too, I think. He'll have to come off. Got him in the eye, I think, Robert. Was that just on the forehead?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a bit of blood pouring out there, isn't there? So it's a nasty gash. Have another look and see what happens here. Martin now goes down, and McPherson, is it? It's just a lace, maybe. The lace or sharp part of the boot may have grazed him on across his forehead as Nicholson comes off and Southern goes back onto the ground. So we'll have another look here, Ross.
Yeah, just from the right, Steve McPherson comes through as down goes Martin. Steve McPherson's through, trying to get the ball out, I think. Might even be his shin, I think. It got Martin in the head.
You couldn't hurt Mick with a hammer in each hand.
It's a North Melbourne club doctor, Harry Younglet, going off with him.
Like night follows day, Robbo, you can back it in that he'll be back.
Yes. Oh, he's a grand campaigner, isn't he?
Yep.
Mickey Martin.
Gives it and takes it.
Well, the free kick was North Melbourne's to be taken by Martin. He's off the ground to be replaced by Roberts. Play will go on now, and David King will kick the ball for the Kangaroos. Getting down now close to half-time, so the Kangaroos will have a healthy lead at half-time. Terrific mark taken by Carey. Really starting to come into it now in this second term. Kicks in short. McAdam couldn't take the mark. Goes to ground. Scott, Wallace, Campbell. What can he manufacture out of this? Not much. Capuano, Liberatore is there, close to the line. Gives it to Southern. He's going nowhere. Boundary throw in right forward pocket for North Melbourne.
Scoreboard just above them, 8-6 to 3-1 in favour of the Roos. Kicked 6 goals in the first quarter. Carey, Liberatore, slews off the side of the boot a little bit. Collinyuk was being held. He'll get a free kick. One of Footscray's best today from centre half back, Collinyuk. Oh, nice mark taken by Philippou.
Good use of the body.
And the youngster, first game, McPherson. His kick is to half forward. Laidley does the mopping up work. Breaks the tackle from Smith. 4 North Melbourne players there. McKernan in front. Can't quite complete the mark. Wallace onto West. Stanfield goes for the long kick. Doesn't quite get onto it. And that's a good mark. Archer, who was carried from the ground in the first quarter, has come back. It's an accidental kick to the head. He was stretched from the ground. He looks okay. Archer's kick straight to Collinyuk. Could have marked it. No talking. Lacking in confidence. Footscray. Stanfield has the ball pinned underneath him by Scott, and it will be a bounce at left half forward, about 65 metres from goal.
I think Steve Collinyuk expected McKernan to come over the top of him, but if he had it with 2 hands up, he would have marked that fairly comfortably.
Correct. Just on half a minute left in the first half. Wind, ineffectual hand pass. West to Smith and Liberatore. One of them needs to pick it up. Armstrong went through. Wallace shows them how it's done. Long kick into the square. It rolls. It bounces. It's a goal, I think. It looks pretty good. The goal umpire says, yes, all clear. Steve Wallace has got his second. Long time since he's kicked 2 goals in a match. So, a handy one for the Doggies with only seconds remaining before half-time.
Yes, and his 2 goals in this quarter have been vital. He opened them up earlier on. But just his attacking footy. The tussle here, the tussle between Blakey and Osborne in the square there, just with those 2 players all tied up. The ball went through.
Only 57 career goals for Steve Wallace, but he's done well. He's just the sort of player that can lift this Footscray team. They go forward from the centre bounce, but the siren sounds to end the first half here in this important game for Footscray and for North Melbourne at the Western Oval. And at half-time, North Melbourne lead 8-6 to 4-1.
Thanks, Bruce, and they are doing pretty well, really, although Wayne Carey was fairly well held in the first quarter by an unlikely opponent in Leon Cameron, but when he started to come into the game, well, they looked a lot better side.
Yeah, they did very much so, Pete. They did well without him really making much of a contribution that first quarter, because their midfielders did so very well. And Alan Joyce had a lot of trouble trying to match Capuano,
height,
McKernan and Carey, and also Oshenko, and those players did very well in the air, and then their midfield running players were very good. So Cameron, whilst keeping Carey fairly quiet, was missed midfield, Pete, really.
And up the other end of the ground, of course, Footscray suffered a real blow in the second quarter when Grant had to leave the field after a very hefty collision. He was running along the boundary line, but I don't think he's 100% fit.
No, he looks as if he's struggling. But just an interesting stat too, Pete, in the first quarter, North had it inside their 50-metre area 17 times to Footscray's 5. The second quarter, much better for Footscray. They were 18 inside their 50 to North 7, but then North, when they got it in there in those 7 times, kicked some vital goals, didn't they?
35 points the difference at quarter time. Footscray did a little bit better. They kicked to the drill hall end in the second quarter. It's favoured by a slight breeze, and they did reduce the deficit to 29 points. But up forward, Ross, they're lacking in firepower, and with Grant sort of, well, on the sidelines, we'll say, you can't see them really getting enough on the board.
Not at the moment, and Richard Osborne's firstly had Glenn Archer on him. Archer got knocked out. He's back on the ground, and he's got John Blakey. But they've only got the 2 goal scorers, and one of those guys was Steve Wallace, coming off a half-back loose. He's kicked 2. North have had 6 goal scorers, so that's really the difference. Their avenue to goal, or they have more avenues to goal, and Footscray just a little bit stilted up forward.
Can you really see, and I want an honest answer, that Footscray getting back into it?
Well, they can get back, but I don't think they can get back well enough to win the game. I think North just too many options all around the ground.
North Melbourne, of course, have won 14 of their last 15 here at the Western Oval, Bruce. So on that stat, at least, it's hard to see the Roos being beaten here this afternoon, leading 54 to 25 at half-time. Well, plenty of options up forward for North Melbourne, and that's indicated on the scoreboard, leading by 29 points at half-time, 8-6 to 4-1. Ross Glendinning, Footscray pegging them back by about a goal in the second quarter. Can you see them coming any closer? Not
really, Pete. The ball carriers of North Melbourne have been very good. They're taller players, Capuano, McKernan, Carey, Oshenko early have been very good. So they're getting fair share of the ball in the air and on the ground, and they finished off better. And Footscray just find it very difficult inside their 50. And when they do, Pete, they just haven't got enough players with enough quality there to kick enough goals to win the game.
They'll certainly miss Chris Grant if he
can't
come back.
He may come back after half-time, but he's pretty sore, I think.
OK, so there it is at half-time at the Western Oval. North Melbourne look like improving upon their already imposing record here against the Doggies. The different 29 points at the main change. Is Grant back on? Yeah, there he is. North Melbourne lead by 29 points as we start the third quarter at the Western Oval. Chris Grant is back on after leaving the field in the second quarter after a very heavy collision, applying a tackle on Martin, who was also forced from the field in the second quarter, the end result of which is that headband he's wearing. He may have had a few stitches underneath that. He was bleeding profusely from the forehead. Wine taps it down over the head of Roberts. Scott, a little flip out. McKernan. West is in the road, dodges one tackle, arguably high. Liberatore kicks to half forward, punch away by Scholl on a King. King across his body, back towards centre half forward, no mark taken. Sadat Sir underneath it, Rock tries to paddle the ball further forward. North Melbourne, weight of numbers. Nichols, or is it Stevens? Back to Schwass. Long kick by the former Morris medalist, Roberts. Caught out of position. Good mark taken by Nicholson, who started on the bench. He gives it over to Cameron.
Cameron's kick goes out towards the wing, and the mark is taken by Wallace. Wallace in an unusual goal-kicking role for the Bulldogs today. Hand pass away for Kolonyuk. Kolonyuk's high kick towards half-forward. Wine, second in line, takes the mark. Handball away. Gatherers by Stanfield. Stanfield's kick. Well, fortunately, Osborne read it well. He was out in front and he's taken the mark on his chest about 52 metres from goal. He looks to run on. Gets a couple of precious metres. And the mark is taken in the square by Grant.
He did that well, Robbo. Osborne indicated he'd get around and kick long, which he did, and Grant got back there pretty quickly and just was behind Martin, but scooped around in front, got Mickey right out of position, and in the end took an uncontested mark. Comes around from the back. Mick just lost sight of the ball, watching where Grant was.
Well, one of the good things is that he's recovered from that heavy knock, and he's kicked a goal in the third quarter.
His first for the day.
And to say that was a very, very necessary goal for Footscray would be the understatement so far of the day. Bulldogs 5-1, trail North Melbourne 8-6.
There we go. So Richard Hodgson just indicated he's going to go long. He's saying get back, gets around quickly, kicks from outside 50. As I mentioned, Grant just gets around Mickey Martin because Mick had too many eyes for where Grant was rather than watching the footy.
What does
Chris
Mitchell
Mitchell
indicate? Maybe that there's been a report?
Well, it would seem to indicate that. He's putting his notebook back in the pocket.
Haven't seen anything untoward that would suggest it.
He might have just been putting the P back on the whistle.
Smith, handball too fierce for West. In goes McPherson. Eventually gets his right foot to it, and it lands with Johnson. So Footscray looking a little more intense. Kick by Johnson out in front. Through goes Martin. Hand pass goes back towards McPherson. It was a slow one. McPherson had to sit and wait, then kicks to half-forward. Well done.
Good kick.
A very good kick off his unnatural side. Found Grant. Grant goes to the pocket and Kolonyuk is marked.
They're doing well for Footscray because they want to move the ball quickly, so they're catching the North backs out and they're having their players run down and make position very quickly.
Well, for them to have some sort of a chance, they have to put a real concerted effort into this third term. And it looks pretty good at the start of the quarter. They'll just have to maintain it. Kolonyuk from 30 metres. Tight angle. He does well. Steve Kolonyuk goal.
His first 2 goals to Footscray this quarter. 10 and 5, Steve Kolonyuk stats. One of their busier players, and rewarded with their second goal of the third term.
Yes, and Robbo, you're quite right. The key there was come out in this third quarter, really trying to assert yourself early. And Grant's been the catalyst for that since coming back on very late in that second quarter. Steve McPherson, that was very good. Just sized it up, and the kick was spot on.
So back to the centre. Footscray coming at North with 2 quick goals to start the third quarter. That'll be a free kick going North Melbourne's way. Anthony Rock to put the Roos into attack. He's looking for Carey with Cameron. Allison tried to snare it. Stevens, your court, son. Crouch is holding the ball. So too does the umpire.
He's saying he got him high.
Cameron with the free kick for Footscray. And one of the more unusual matchups has been given the job on Wayne Carey. Good use of the body by Grant. Martin making sure he doesn't play on. Chris Grant certainly lifting his work rate in the third quarter.
Good luck to fortune.
That's a good pass, Robbo.
It wasn't meant for him. It was meant to go further down the ground.
He doesn't want it back. Let's put it that way. West can sometimes let himself down with his kicking. Let's see what he can do with this. Too far out the score. Still inside the square and against this slight breeze. Great conditions for footy. Johnson has taken some great marks today. A lot of them stamped with courage. And that one just simply good use of the body.
Yes, and he's been very good in this third quarter too. Pete's had some very important possessions. Indeed, Lane, he just seemed to be a bit more intent on trying to hold his ground with his arms around Johnson, and then also, like Mickey Martin before, just seemed to lose sight of the footy.
Hasn't scored a goal today against a slight breeze. Distance shouldn't be a problem. He kicks off the hands of the pack.
Distance was a
Gee,
problem.
a shocker.
It was a real tumbling punt, that was.
So only one behind, kicked by Brad Johnson. Certainly deserved better than that. So the Bulldogs adding 2-1 to their half-time score, and Ross Smith to kick in and favours the outer side with a mammoth punt.
Does get good distance out to half-back. Kick clear by King. Back out towards a vacant wing area. Leading back is Stanfield. Off the left foot, ordinary again. Smothered, and a throw-in will take place.
Great smothered by McKernan.
Just forward of the wing area for North Melbourne. They've kicked 8 goals, 6. Footscray 6-2. Chance for the Bulldogs to get clear from half-back again through Smith. Smith's kick is wide. Oh, great mark. Johnson again. Strong hands for a young man that has played so few games.
7 marks he's taken.
This time the kick is a little better, but Scholl gets back. Tackle on Smith was fierce. Well done, Liberatore, to stand your ground. Archer comes through strongly. Handball to Armstrong. Armstrong from half-back. Gets past and then kicks towards half-forward. Carey punched away by Cameron. Through comes Allison. Eventually controls the football. Gets it back to Schwass. In turn, it clean bowls Carey. Through goes Cameron. He caught. Gets rid of it. Carey gone. Is he going to be penalised? No. The tackle by Sadat Sir locked him up. And the umpire will bounce left-hand forward, point of the square, half forward for North Melbourne. Getting up very, very gingerly was Cameron.
He was poleaxed.
Bounce of the ball. Scotty Wine can't take it out of the air. Scott is tackled. Ball spills. Liberatore in underneath where he normally is. It's Anthony Rock. And the umpire will call for a bounce once again. 8-6 play, 6-2. So the Bulldogs have narrowed the margin. Is that a player that's lost his boot?
Yeah, just Wayne Carey.
Came flying out. Wind, and Ischenko gets down to Wallace. Grab, terrific grab. Not paid because it may have been touched off the boot.
Right on Armstrong.
Armstrong leaves the football behind. Grant, handball. Well done, McPherson. Too fierce. Liberatore's got a little bit of time. Breaks the tackle. Little kick. Oh, sit under this and be fair. Steve Wallace, in goes Rock. Rock goes after it again. And Armstrong kicks it. Just bounces inside the line. So we'll have a throw in as
Ischenko comes off. Capuano back on.
the change effected for North Melbourne. Right half forward, not quite up to right half forward. Well done, Grant, down to McPherson. Maybe match practice there, not with Steve McPherson. Attacking the football was West, bashing it clear with Schwass. Fortunate there for Footscray. Stanfield, again, his kick off the side of the boot. Well done, Liberatore, to make a bit of it. That there, his kick goes wide, out in front of Collingham. Loves to run with the ball, but he's beaten for it on this occasion by King. Osborne will run him down. No, he won't. He shrugs the tackle, gets it back to Scholl. A little tap from mid-air to Blakey. And away go North Melbourne. Blakey from half-back, runs through the wing, kicks towards centre-half forward. The contest, there was none because a spectacular mark taken from behind by West.
On to Cameron, and Footscray certainly lifting in the third quarter. Collingham, who's been one of their best and busiest players. 8-6 to 6-2, 38 to 54. Collingham to Cameron, who's done a man-sized job trying to quell Carey. And I'll tell you what, this guy's lifted in the third quarter. Grant, he was out of touch and injured, left the field in the second. Sadat Sir from 50. Osborne in front, Mark, free kick, whatever. So Richard Osborne, the highlight of his day has been kicking his 500th VFL/AFL goal. Topped the goal kicking many times at Fitzroy, and a focal point this afternoon. He's kicked 2 goals, and this certainly should be his third.
Just watching Mick Martin too, chasing Chris Grant. He just conceded so much ground there to allow him to take that easy mark on the outer flank.
Osborne from point-blank range kicks his third goal, and the Doggies come a little bit closer. 7-2-44 to 8-6-54.
Yes, and the importance there in that lead-up to the kick by Leon Cameron. It's that mark that Mick Martin just allowed Chris Grant too much ground, and they set it up too easily.
3-1 in the quarter so far to Footscray. North Melbourne yet to score in this third term.
It's a different Footscray side, Robbo, isn't it? They look as though, well, they've got a bit of enthusiasm.
Yes, it looks as if Dennis Pagan may be going to shift Carey onto Grant and maybe bring Martin down to centre-half forward.
Well, that's an interesting ploy. Carey going to the back point of the square for the bounce. Maybe just trying to open up centre-half forward. Tackled. Now Laidley, nearly run down by Liberatore. Laidley kicks to the goal front. Punched away by Nicholson. Sadat Sir. Now McAdam across his body to the goal line. Hunter helps it over for a rush behind to the Kangaroos.
Yes, in fact, that's happened. Wayne Carey now picks up Chris Grant, so Mick Martin goes to centre-half forward. And Leon Cameron has to run all the way down from centre-half forward for his team to kick the ball out from full-back.
Half a fair compliment to pull the super centre-half forward for North Melbourne, Wayne Carey, back to centre-half back. Cameron kicks it in. He's got it back again. Still in the square. Short kick has been marked by Sir. Sir for Footscray. Kick falls in short. Diving attempt by West. Away, it was Nicholson rather. Liberatore. The kick smothered off the boot. North Melbourne a chance here through King. Shrugs the tackle. Gets it back. Laidley can't get past. Johnson's got the football. Handball over the top. West. Footscray doing a lot more running. Their midfielders have come into the play. West, his kick lands safely at half forward. Punched away by Blakey. Goes back towards Shoal. Little kick off the ground is not bad for Laidley. Laidley goes for the safety of the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in left half forward for Footscray. Bulldogs 7-2. Trail North Melbourne 8-7. Early part of the third quarter.
Only 11 points the difference. It was 35 at quarter time, so Footscray clawing their way back into this contest, indeed to make it a contest, early stages of the third quarter. In fact, we're nearly halfway through the third term now, just over 10 minutes left. It's certainly been a good one for the Doggies so far. 8-7 to 7-2. It's been a hoodoo club, North Melbourne for Footscray at this ground. Schwass out of the congestion, bounces at the centre wing. McKernan, Stanfield, Collinyuk. Stevens comes in to lend his teammate a hand, comes out with the football on the Scott over the top to King. Good football. Can the Roos get there first for the third term? Mammoth kick down towards full forward. Hunter got two hands to it. Out comes Martin. Keeps the ball in play. McAdam off the ground, and that's a mark at Cameron in front of the refrigerator.
Yes, Cameron stayed at full-back, basically picking up Mark Roberts.
Leon Cameron directing traffic at the Barclay Street policeman. Getting plenty of advice from the crowd where to kick it. He goes long towards the outer side. McKernan in front. Nearly brought the mark down. Ball kicked out of the pack. McAdam. Over the top, Stevens. And the one behind.
Mark Roberts just saying to him, kick it shorter. I was in front. Would have been the better option.
So North Melbourne 8-8, 2 behinds only this quarter. Footscray 7-2. They've added 3 goals, 1. Leon Cameron again to kick in. He's gone again to the outer side, which is the norm here at Footscray. McKernan can kick long and does, but that's out of bounds on the full. And so once more, Leon Cameron has some work to do.
Well, you wonder whether Cameron might change his plan here, because the 2 previous kicks have just come bouncing back nearly over his head.
No.
And he's going to go long once again. The North Melbourne big players have just forced it forward. And the Crummers have been there, as on this occasion is Anthony Rock. Little kick okay, Martin. Found some space, and a good kick by Anthony Rock. Martin a chance to get a goal for North Melbourne. They lead by 2 goals at this stage.
As Mick Martin, whilst hasn't had a shot at goal for some time, is not unaccustomed to being in the forward area.
He was a leading goal kicker in the under-19s, wasn't he, a few years ago?
Yep, he's already kicked a goal this season, but none last year.
Martin from 40 metres, kicks for goal and hooks it. He's missed everything, I think, hasn't he? No, must have just scraped in, because the goal umpire there was quite prepared to give it up to the boundary umpire, but the boundary umpire signalling. But it is a behind kick by Michael Martin for North Melbourne. The kick in is short. Nicholson has taken the mark, gets it down to McPherson. McPherson's got a little bit of space, in which to work. He goes close to the line. Stanfield, good mark. He's come into the play too. Barry Stanfield, quiet in the first term, but his second and third quarters have been okay. He's kicked to half forward. Grant, strong at Stevens, unfairly, according to the central umpire. And Stevens will take the free kick for North Melbourne. Kicks them up near the 50-metre line. Getting back is Smith, and he marks in front of McKernan. There may be Carey going back. Ross has taken a little bit away from Melbourne's half
Has a
forward
little,
line.
yes, no question. But they had to try and counter Grant somehow.
50-metre penalty there, obviously for not allowing Rowan Smith to break away, holding his jumper. So Smith, short pass is all right. Diving mark taken by Grant. Carey minding the mark. Well, not often you'd see that. Grant goes into the pocket. The kick directed at Osborne. Away goes Johnson. Straightens up. Kick. Rebounds. He has another go. And he's docked it. Brad Johnson gets his first goal. And I don't think anyone at the Western Oval expected this to happen at half-time. This third quarter onslaught by Footscray. They've kicked 4 goals, and they trail North Melbourne now by just 7 points.
Yes, and his third term, Johnson, that is, has just been outstanding. Great smother here. Was it Ross Smith? Just getting in front there, but then the recovery was fantastic, and the snap at goal from there, very classy.
So Johnson puts Footscray to within 7 points, 57-50 here at the Western Oval. It's all the doggies. One-way traffic in the third quarter. Running hard at it, Ross Smith beats 2 tackles, past Liberatore. A long bomb up towards centre half forward. No mark taken by McKernan. Footscray's defence doing well now. This is Smith, the speedster. Doesn't run this time, but gives it to McPherson, who started on the bench today. McPherson, well-weighted kick, and he finds the newcomer in Michael Martin.
Dennis Pagan's now moved Mark Roberts onto Chris Grant, perhaps trying to get Wayne Carey back into the forward line.
So Footscray fans roaring really for the first time today. They were pretty quiet in the first half, as you would understand. Wine tries to punch. There he is again, Johnson. Southern, Laidley takes him and the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in, 65 metres from goal. 8-9-57 North Melbourne. Footscray 8-2-50. North Melbourne restricted this quarter to only 3 behinds.
Cameron comes down from fullback to pick up Carey again.
He covers a lot of ground, doesn't he? Johnson overruns it. Laidley down in the collision. Michael Martin, number 23. 2 Michael Martins out there today. One a rookie, and we'll call one a veteran. Wine loses that one to Capuano, who thumps it straight over the boundary line. Scotty Wine had a good first half. So another boundary throw-in. Capuano looking for front position out in the back, the 2 Rovers. Liberatore lost it. Now Ross Smith. Good block by Archer. Quick kick up towards midfield. Scott, a little give. On the burst is Stevens. No mark taken. Martin around Nicholson. Carey, too tall. Cameron gets back. Good use of the body. Just edged him out and under that one. And it's a throw-in in the forward pocket.
Adrian McAdam should really have taken that mark. He just dropped his eyes off the ball at the last minute.
Kicked 2 goals, McAdam, when he came on, but has done little else. Stanfield and McKernan. Stanfield more than content with the boundary line. Just finds it. Scott was ready to pounce, but it was too far for him. 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
It's been a good one for Footscray. North have kicked just 3 behinds. Footscray have added 4-1. Ruck contest, Stanfield and Robert Scott with Sadat Sir. And Sir just getting up, grasping his right shoulder. So
That's that acromioclavicular joint, Robbo.
Otherwise known as?
The AC.
Boundary throw-in. Liberatore a chance. Martin, good tackle by Liberatore. Locked big Michael Martin up there. So the umpire forced to bounce in the right forward pocket for North Melbourne.
Yeah, Sir will come off. And Romero to come on.
They'll have to do it quickly because the ball in North Melbourne's forward line. Footscray 1 man down. And Philippou looking as though he was coming towards the bench too. Through goes Stanfield. gets a little kick to the ball and finds the safety of the line. As Ross said, Sadat Sir is off the ground and grimacing in pain with that right shoulder, and Ramiro back onto the field of play and runs straight into Allison. So obviously those boys have had a couple of beers together when they played with North.
Well, Allison ran through him in that first quarter, if you remember.
Correct weight. Contest at half forward for North Melbourne. Kick forward by Stevens to the front of the square. Now the rebound. Opportunity for McAdam. Threw his left foot at it. Played an airy. Done a few of those in my time with playing golf. Ball goes outside 50 metres. Bashed back towards the half-centre half-forward Carey. Back in towards Schwass. Skillful player. Does well. Finds Rock 50 metres from goal for North Melbourne.
The Major Academy again just trying to do almost the impossible.
Well, this is Rock. Yet to register a score alongside his name today.
Had a pretty quietish day, 6-3 for a rover, although he spent some time on the bench.
Not quite sure of his capabilities of kicking the distance here. He's going to have to kick it 50 metres plus to score. Gets a good kick on it, and he's kicked the goal. It's cleared the players in the square and registered it behind. So there you go. Goal umpire right alongside the goalpost, but the score will stay as a behind to North Melbourne. 8-10 plays 8-2.
I think they do it to you deliberately, Robbo.
It's another Footscray player hopping off.
It's a busy little interchange area at the moment.
My word.
Allen coming back on. Kicking again to the outer side. North Melbourne, weight of numbers. West, good tackle. Rock taken down. He can tackle that number 39. And when Libba tackles you, you stay tackled.
The average is about 6 or 7 tackles a game.
Like a pocket battleship, isn't he? So a bounce. Wine wins that one. Straight to Wallace. Didn't really do too much. That could be against Archer. To Ramiro. Umpire says no. Play continues. Johnson and Laidley. Johnson's been fantastic. Some of his marks have been absolute gems, and he scores a try. Over the boundary line, centre wing on the outer side. As the clock ticks down to three-quarter time, we've got under 3 minutes left, and the difference is 8 points. 8-10 to 8-2. North Melbourne probably should be further in front. Archer at Footscray. What a great fight back in this quarter. Scott, a little give to Stevens. Too far out to score. Centering kick, Martin on the burst and lead. Couldn't mark it. Nichols brushes one tackle, steadies, past Allen, kicks in towards Carey. It's one behind.
Gee, that was good body work by Cameron to keep Carey just away from the ball there.
So, one addition to the North Melbourne score, albeit a minor one. 8-11 to 8-2. And again, Cameron, like a traffic policeman, directing things. Wine, Wallace, and West, the 3 W's combining well. Johnson again in front of Laidley. This time couldn't take the mark. Laidley wearing him like a glove. And it's out of bounds in front of the old coach's box. 2 minutes before three-quarter time. We've got a ball game on our hands now. Look, one-way traffic at half-time with North. Capuano in front. Libba's tackled this time. He's not going anywhere, and it will be a bounce on centre wing.
Peter, in the second quarter, Carey had 6 kicks and 7 marks. A handball and kicked a goal. In this third term, he's had 1 handball. So indicative of the way North Melbourne are going in this third term, where they've added just 5 behinds. Their captain has been very quiet. 1 minute 40 seconds left in the third term. The bounce on centre wing. Wine, his presence has been certainly well known here in this game. Chance here for Stanfield at left half back for the Bulldogs. Kick in short. Mark, probably, yes, it has been paid to Steve Wallace.
Stanfield's been very good too.
Wallace is on centre wing, gives the handball away. Running in support was Colin Newton. Kick off the side of the boot. Well, that's where a kick can cost a turnover, and then eventually it may go down and North Melbourne could get a score out of it. It's kicked forward by Scholl, and the man second in line there, the big fella McKernan, has taken the mark behind Stanfield.
He's just gone back long enough to allow Carey to get back into the square. Martin and McAdam leading.
Well, he can kick prodigious distances, this boy. And he means business here. It's a thumping kick. Scores are behind. 1-3 for Corey McKernan. And North Melbourne not able to score a goal in this third term. They're 8-12. They lead Footscray by 10 points. The Bullies are 8-2. And we're down to the last half minute of the third quarter.
Been a busy boy, Leon Cameron, this quarter, hasn't he? Kicking in. He finds Kolonyuk. Kolonyuk in the back pocket. Looks for Liberatore. Wasn't exactly what Libba was looking for. West. Wallace applies a Shepherd. There's a free kick for a throw.
Yeah, it's going to come back.
This will be the last scoring opportunity, I'd reckon, of the term. We've got 18 seconds left and counting.
Sure to be criminal if North were able to kick a goal here from Footscray's point of view. They've held on meritoriously in this third quarter.
Well, what can he do? King. Right on 50. In fact, outside 50. There's the siren. So it won't be a score, won't be a mark. Carey's got it. Umpire says no. And so a great comeback by Footscray in that quarter. They held North Melbourne goalless. And we really have got a ball game going into the final term. Can Footscray break their hoodoo at this ground against North Melbourne, who have dominated the Bulldogs in their head-to-head clashes in recent years? So at three-quarter time, it's North Melbourne leading, but only by 10 points. 8-2-50 Footscray, North Melbourne 8-12, 60 points.
Gone.
The final quarter from the Western Oval, it's only 10 points the difference now in favour of North Melbourne. The Roos held goalless during the third quarter, which was Footscray's best of the match so far. Capuano thumps it some 25 metres downfield. Campbell tries to knock it on. Kick away from Footscray by Michael Martin. Out towards the old coach's box on the outer side. Ramiro, Nicholson tries to trap it.
Free kick,
Heavy flash.
major.
Well, you would think so. Rock. Carey and Cameron, the two number 18s. Carey gives it away. Allison, almost pinned. Fires out the hand pass. Stevens, inside 50, goes at goal, and he's kicked it.
Hit the post.
Hit the post,
Hit the post. That would have got the rowing. It would have been their first goal for a long time. As I said, held goalless during the third quarter. The 18-minute mark, in fact, of the second quarter was their last goal. So it's been a long time between drinks for the Roos. And Leon Cameron, now an almost traditional pose, directing traffic from full-back, long kick.
Gets good distance, and a great mark taken by Stanfield. Nearly down to the wing, kicks into the centre, beautifully weighted kick finds Wallace. Wallace has got a player running in support, Nicholson on the far side, but he comes down this near side wing, and Ramiro is marked safely on his chest. Jose had liked to kick a goal or two to rub the nose in North Melbourne. The kick into the pocket goes past Osborne, and a boundary throw in. Perhaps not the... Although Osborne led there, makes it difficult to score a goal, doesn't it?
Pushing too far in the corner, Robert. Yep.
Footscray, they trail by 11 points. First score of the last term, kicked by Stevens. Grant, Ramiro, across his left shoulder, goes pretty well straight up and down. Oh, good gather. Osborne got the pace to get clear. Off the left foot, kicks to the goal line, and it goes through for one behind. 3 goals, 1 to Richard Osborne. 10 points the margin once again. Ross Smith for North Melbourne. You'd have to say that even though the breeze is at Footscray's back, North Melbourne still a big chance to score at that right-hand end of the ground. Kick in has been safely marked by Scotty Wine. Handball away to Philippou. His kick to full forward. Oh, Johnson in front. Couldn't take the mark. Ross Smith. Johnson into Smith's back.
Ooh.
And Smith will take the free kick. He plays on quickly and gets it to Laidley.
Dean Laidley from right back pocket. Long kick by the former West Coast Eagle. No mark taken at left half forward. Capuano in with a good hip and shoulder. Ball flipped up to Blakey. North Melbourne on the run now through Rock. He kicks to half forward. Oh, good mark to Smith. Over to Cameron. the general from half-back. He really has organised his troops well down there. Wallace. A little pass. Martin collected late. Punch away by Philippou. Onto Ramiro. A high kick by the former Roo. Martin. Osborne. Oh, too high, was it? Or a good tackle?
No, too high, Pete.
So Chris Grant, who was in the wars in the second quarter, as was Michael Martin, the result of which is that headband, probably a few stitches underneath that. Grant left the field with, well, it looked like a rib injury or shoulder, and he came back and played a terrific third quarter.
It's an important kick, this.
Difference at the moment is 10 points, 51 to 61. Chris Grant with that slight breeze. Probably need to aim for about the left goal post. But it really has been an ideal day for footy. He'll kick from right on 50. Should get the distance. He does. And kicks the goal. 4 points the difference at the Western Oval. Chris Grant second. And Footscray ready to shake perhaps the monkey, meaning North Melbourne, off their back.
Yes, and Pete, Footscray kicked 8 of the last 10 goals of the game, and it's such an important play for Chris Grant is that he's got a fair burden to carry, but if he stands up tall like he has today, it makes such a difference to the Footscray side.
Just 4 points the margin now in favour of North Melbourne. Scotty Wind all over the top of Capuano. Football in underneath there somewhere.
Matty Armstrong ready to come back on again. McAdam to come off.
Roscoe, apart from the 2 goals that North kicked in the space of about 3 minutes in the second term, for 2.5 quarters or 2 and a bit quarters have been goals.
Yep.
Kick towards full forward. Scholl gets it to Martin. Martin over the top to Roberts. Roberts to Archer. Archer down the ground. Only as far as Southern. He plays on. Gee, the momentum is with Footscray. Southern's kicked to half forward. Ramiro for his 4th kick of the quarter. Osborne let it go. It might bounce through. No, you kick it anyway. No. Couldn't quite get enough hook on it.
Yeah.
And he's second behind. 3 goals, 2 to Richard Osborne.
Yeah, Ramiro's definitely been the important player for Footscray apart from Grant, Robbo. As you're right. 4th kick.
3 points the difference. Laidley marks the kick in. Plenty of time for either side to really make a break. 15 3/4 minutes left in the match. Blakey in front of Liberatore takes the mark. Again to the outer side. Target is Stevens. He'll get past the veteran and Steve Wallace. Oh, good mark taken by Capuano over the top. Came in from the side. Might be 50. Is 50.
Oh, he didn't stop the boy from doing anything. All he did was put his arms in the middle of the guy's back.
Steve McPherson's something to say too.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting kick. 3 points at the moment, the difference. He's not going to have a shot at goal. Guess who he's going for? And Carey doesn't let him down.
Roscoe, that 50-metre penalty was brought in if a player deliberately stopped the player from playing on. In other words, he held onto him for too long.
Yes.
He scragged him to the ground.
Yep.
I mean, that was what it was brought in for. Steve McPherson then
was just guarding them up. Yeah.
Oh, it was a terrible penalty.
Can North Melbourne get their first goal of the second half? Carey from right on 50 bends it back. It looks pretty good. It is a goal. And to say that was a badly needed one for the Roos is the understatement of the afternoon. Carey gets his second goal, and North Melbourne buy some breathing space at the Western Oval.
It's interesting that 2 of the key players have kicked the last 2 goals.
Exactly, yeah, they're so critical and they're on each other for some part of that third quarter.
Just have another look now. All he does is just... Is it because he knocked the ball out of the guy's hand?
Well, he didn't really do that either, did he? He just grabbed his arm.
Well, play restarted back at the centre. Footscray now have got the job to try and peg North Melbourne back once again. They trail by 9 points. Still plenty of time left, 14.5 minutes. But what looked as though it was all North Melbourne at half-time when they led 8-6 to 4-1. The Bullies kicked 4-1 to just 6 points in the third term. And a great contest set up for this last quarter. Ross Smith able to get his right foot to it, but only as far as Martin. Martin has done enough in his first game to suggest that he's going to be something for Footscray in the future. Here's Philippou. He's done all right too, and his confidence is growing. Gets past and goes long. Flick down the ground. Osborne's got it anyway.
It's a booking. Scholl on Liberatore behind play.
Well, you wonder whether the North Melbourne player had eased up in the square, but Osborne had taken the mark anyway. He was going to get the kick down the ground. The whistle went, and it's still with Richard Osborne as Craig Scholl.
Has his number taken?
It was, in terms of play, what you call a fairly heavy shepherd.
And Osborne, if he kicks this, it's 4 out of 10 so far. Good performance. He kicks the goal, and the bully's back in it.
4-2 to Richard Osborne.
Margin back to 3 points in favour of North Melbourne.
Yes, and the player who was good there was Philippou. He showed a bit of class there, just controlled the footy. And Osborne got the extended free kick, but gee, it was a great mark to go with it anyway. They've got the momentum, Robbo, haven't they?
My word.
Well, can they pinch it? Osborne having a few words to Martin.
Talking about pinching it, someone's pinched the footy.
Well, can they pinch the game? They may well do. 64 to 67. Scotty Wine to contest the bounce. 3 points in it here at the Western Oval. Won by McKernan. Liberatore out of the centre. Only as far as Roberts. Roberts' kick is towards right half forward. Smith gets a terrible bounce. Opens it up for Stevens. Stevens chips it short towards right half forward. Rock takes the mark. There in front of Michael Martin.
It's a stiff bounce there for Smith. It really was. He had the front running for the footy. Bad bounce, finishes up with North.
Vital kick in the context of the game. This one, no certainty from there. The man on the mark is standing about 3 or 4 metres behind it.
Oh, you'll get the distance.
Anthony Rock, vital kick for the Roos. He kicks it goal and makes no mistake. North Melbourne get the quick answer again. Anthony Rock's first goal of the afternoon. Couldn't have come at a better time for the Roos. And the scoreboard shows North 10-13-73, Footscray 10-4-64.
Well, it looked as if in that previous centre bounce they were going to go forward through Libba, but it was Mark Roberts who attacked the footy from centre half back and able to turn it around and finished up with Rock with a nice pass coming from Stevens.
So again, Footscray confronted with a deficit of more than a goal. Kick forward for North Melbourne, knocked away from Campbell. Wallace gathers, kicks down towards half forward. Is that a little push out? No, it's deemed as a clean mark by Roberts. He kicks back towards the wing and the mark is taken by Armstrong. Matthew Armstrong for North Melbourne. His kick towards half forward. Got to punch away. Hits the ground, close to the line. Gather is by Cameron. Handball, looking for Ramiro, but in goes Smith. Kept his footing brilliantly in the finish. West kicks across the half-back line. Marcus taken by Collinwood. He's got Stanfield running in support. He can go to the middle. What about Jose in the guts? No, he goes down towards left half forward, and the mark is taken by Grant. And still Ramiro runs for him. Not running quite into space. Goes for Southern. But chipping in and taking a great mark for North Melbourne is Ross Smith. Can the Kangaroos' defence hang on here? Footscray's forward, surging. Their midfield is surging. Everybody's surging. Laidley's kick finds Collinwood as if he was wearing a North Melbourne Guernsey. Goes in short. And Jose's on the end of a pass from Steve Collinwood. Ramiro goes to the front of the goals. High flyers. Southern at the back. Not a mark. Philippou and Osborne. Osborne away to Wallace. Over the top, Philippou. Left foot snapped by that player. He's offline. And through from behind to Footscray. Both their new recruits, Sam Philippou and Michael Martin,
They've shown a bit, haven't they?
done some promising things in a game that has been tight for most of the day. And surely that stands them in good stead for the future. Footscray trail by 8 points. Schwass kicks in and finds Roberts at centre half back.
Roberts will give it off again to Schwass. feigned the hand pass, and then keeps going. A couple of bounces from 50. The kickers towards the centre wing position. Carey well upfield to take the mark in front of Leon Cameron. Turns him a threepenny bit. The duck down to Campbell. Can't take the mark. Nicholson taking the ground in the tackle. Ball spills free. Armstrong upset. Now Campbell again. Campbell's kick to centre half forward. Oh, great mark. Who's that? Scott, I think. Terrific grab.
He's been pretty quiet.
He hasn't done too much at all. He could cover himself in glory here. Won't make the distance. Is that a free kick?
Yes, over the shoulder.
Capuano.
Yep. Well, he wanted front position, Pete, and that kick was dropped short, I think, intentionally by Scott. He certainly didn't go for distance. Just gave his two big fellows up there, McKernan and Capuano, the chance. It was Capuano who got the front position first.
He had the momentum, didn't he?
Yep. And I think it was Stanfield that just got over his shoulder.
Capuano hasn't scored a goal today, as we watch that again. Just on his, wind.
Scotty Wine in the end, yes.
So Matthew Capuano directly in front. 25 metres out, kicks at goal, and kicks truly. So North get their third of the final quarter, and the scoreboard here at the Western Oval shows 11-13-79, Footscray 10-5-65.
That's a pretty good settling goal for North. And Scott, as I mentioned, been fairly quiet. Just under 10 minutes to go in the game. Still plenty of time for Footscray, no question, but North just settling at the right time.
North Melbourne seem to have the answers at this stage. Each goal that Footscray have kicked, the Kangaroos have been able to come back and get one in reply. The ball in the centre. Schwass shrugs the tackle. The kick has been taken. Well, I didn't think it was a mark, but eventually paid. Carey into the pocket. Rock made good position, kept running down the ground. And North Melbourne finishing it right off. 14 points is the margin. Anthony Rock can break it out to 20 points. Not too many people have left the Western Oval. Still the game in the balance. This kick could make it extremely difficult for Footscray. Anthony Rock, a good long kick across the face. It's gone over for a behind, I would suggest. Yes, kicked by Robert Scott. Kicked by Anthony Rock, rather. 1 goal, 1 to Rock. And Leon Cameron indicating that he may want to go long. He kicks it to himself and then gets good distance off that left foot. And Stanfield is marked. Well done. Gets back quickly. Ramiro again has made good position, but he'll go shorter still to Johnson. Johnson runs on. Kicks directly towards full forward. Oh, good mark. Standing his ground, Smith. It has been paid. They play on quickly. Hand pass to Schwass, and North Melbourne will repel from half-back.
Wayne Schwass's kick out to Rock on centre ring. Rock doesn't let him down. He's got inboard. Blakey the target of Armstrong, and Blakey takes it, marking in front of Southern. He stands the mark. Kick to half forward. Wind. A bad kick. It dropped well short. Steve Wallace, late tackle by Allison. Now McPherson takes it from Martin. The other Martin is down there. Osborne beats him for it, and also Roberts, but it is out of bounds. Off his foot, not on the full, and the throw in 25 metres from the behind post. Right forward pocket for Footscray as the clock ticks down to the final quarter. We've got 7.5 minutes to go. The scoreboard shows North Melbourne 80, Footscray 65. A thriller here at the Kennel. Tap down to Roberts. Off one step. Wallace and Armstrong. Armstrong with the punch. West grab, didn't have the footy. They'll take the free kick. And he could get the distance from there.
Chris Grant kicked a terrific goal earlier in the quarter from that position.
But I don't think it's beyond him, Robbo.
Well, he's got basically the breeze at his back.
It's only really a little zephyr though, isn't it, Pete?
Yes, not too much in it. Strange for out here.
Oh, shit.
Awful kick, but a great pass.
Exactly.
Call it what you will.
Well done, Danny Southern, for being in front.
Exactly. everyone will drop right back behind the goal line, and Danny was in front of that pack.
And maybe Danny knew his kicking ability better than we did. So Danny Southern, point-blank range, kicks the goal. His first, and Footscray still in this contest here at the Western Oval. North Melbourne 11-14-80, and Footscray coming up to 11-5-71.
Yeah, I mentioned that about the second quarter, I thought with Scotty West had a number of possessions, but his kicking had been quite untidy for a player of his quality. But as Robbo said, in front was Danny Southern, and he kicked his first goal for the day and also for the season.
Just maybe North Melbourne's numbers might tell in the finish, because Footscray have got Sadat Sir on the bench with a crook shoulder and Mark Hunter with a crook thigh. Here go North Melbourne again. Campbell to Rock. Rock, his kick has been touched on the line and goes through for one behind. Kicked by Anthony Rock.
17,741 here this afternoon. Official attendance.
Good crowd. The morning here in Melbourne was quite dismal, but the weather has cleared and provided a reasonable day for a game of football. Both these sides have been at each other for most of the game. A free kick at centre half back to Footscray, awarded to Barry Stanfield. Goes along with the kick, looks to Southern in front, nearly hooked it in. Kick forward by Carey. High flyer, great mark taken by McKernan. As he fell, gave it to Schwass. King may get run down. Liberatore, don't break too many Liberatore tackles, but he got the handball to half forward. Smith went in, Capuano, Stevens. The kick to the goal square is a goal. Kicked by Anthony Stevens. Well done. A vacant goal square. It rolled about 5 or 8 metres through for Stevens' second goal, and North Melbourne a game lead now by 16 points.
Good tackle by Libert. Watch Capuano come straight through. He was a key here. He kept going, got hold of the footy, just gave it out cleverly. That's a great kick by Stevens, who's been a tower of strength all day.
As Anthony Stevens kicked the winning goal. Scoreboard shows 87-71, 16 points in North Melbourne's favour. Footscray have got to within a kick. Can they come back again? Liberatore straight down the guts. And Danny Southern has marked again, this time a little bit further out. So the Bulldogs just won't lie down. We've got over 5 minutes left in the match, so it's far from over. Danny Southern has kicked one goal, only a few minutes back now. He's right on 50. Long drop putt, looks pretty good, and the Bullies are still in this. Southern kicks his second. What a match. The Bulldogs 12-5 now, 77, North Melbourne 12-15, 87. The difference is back to 10 points, which is what it was at three-quarter time.
Yes, it's amazing what an attitude can change a football side's fortunes. Around last week they were pretty appalling, and today they've been fairly committed.
Bounce to restart play, favours Scotty Wine. Knocked forward by McKernan. It's at centre half forward for North Melbourne. Attempted kick off the ground by Stevens. Oh, great gather by Allison. If he kicks this, surely Footscray couldn't come back now. Allison gets another goal for North Melbourne.
Brett Allison second. And what a final quarter we're having.
Yes, and what a great tap on by Stevens. Went to kick off the ground, or through mid-air, I should say, and missed it. His recovery was great. Just watch this again on replay. McKernan doing well on the ruck, the tap again. Stevens, he goes to kick off the ground, misses, comes back, taps it out beautifully, and Allison with pace and skill finishes.
The difference at the Western Oval, once again, 16 points, 4 3/4 minutes left in this match. And who predicts what's going to happen in the remaining minutes? McKernan, but straight to Wallace. A quick kick, doesn't travel very far. Blakey, ridden into the ground by West. Umpire calls play on. Scholl gets it back to Blakey. The bouncer factor. Stevens, who's had a hand in the last 2 goals, one of which he's kicked himself with that long bouncing one. Carey at half forward. The duck, maybe too far out to score. Wayne Schwass is saying, well, perhaps go for the shot. Let's see what he does. I think he is. Well, beautiful kick distance-wise. It's almost a score, not quite. Loose ball in the forward pocket. Scott, this way, that way. Clear of Smith, goes at goal. A mark to Stevens.
See what a game he's played.
As I said, he's had a hand in the last 2 goals. And looks as though he's going to kick this one. And this, you would think, would sew it up for North Melbourne.
24 and 9, Pete, plus 2 goals. And his work ethic is just outstanding. And he's the sort of player, like a Tony McGuinness, runs as quickly in the last 5 minutes as he does in the first 5 minutes. He's very much a team player. A lot of quality about him.
2 goals, 1 to Anthony Stevens. Difference is out to 16 points. 25 metres out directly in front. Stevens, has he missed? He's hooked it. Wait on the goal umpire. He's got it. 3-1 to Stevens. And you would think from here the Roos are home.
It's difficult to see Footscray coming back into it. See Scott just doing the right thing. Just set it up a bit higher, I thought, for Stevens, but still he had the courage and the strength to hang on to it. It'll be pretty sore tonight.
Great spirit shown by the players of AFL football today. 3 minutes left and still the bounce. Back in the centre. Blakey tries to force it forward. Collinwood showed some courage to get in there and is rewarded with a free kick. Didn't like what Wayne Schwass did, but gets back quickly and takes his kick. Looks for and finds Chris Grant. And Ross, you wrote down that Grant's had 4 opponents.
Yes, Scholes is 4th.
Kick it quick, Steve Wallace. Oh, bumped off it by Schwass. Well done. Schwass kicks it back towards half forward. The gather is by McPherson. Gets the hand pass, but only as far as Campbell. Campbell, the kick across half forward. Good spotting. He saw Carey. Carey unselfishly. Ellison could get his 3rd goal.
That's it.
Well, if the last goal wasn't hit, surely that one by Brett Ellison is. And all of a sudden the margin now out to 28 points in favour of North Melbourne with 2.5 minutes left.
We just saw Wayne Schwass kick the ball forward. It was his tackle, so-called hip and shoulder on Steve Wallace, who put him off the footy. The ball came free. Schwass picked it up, got it forward. That's a clever kick from Campbell.
So Brett Anderson 3 goals, Anthony Stevens 3 goals, and North Melbourne home now in what's been a terrific contest at the last quarter. King's kick up towards half forward, and there's the other King, Carey, but this time the mark is not played by the umpire, or is it? No. It will be a ball up about 40 metres out from the North Melbourne goal, at the rear of which the scoreboard shows 15-15, 105 North, Footscray 12-5. 77. A gallant comeback by Footscray in the last quarter, but weight of numbers. It's gone against them. Liberatore up from the back pocket. Smith, too tall. Gives the hand pass away. Scholl, who had his number taken earlier. Steve Wallace has kicked 2 goals. Both came early in the game. Now Cameron, always busy in defence or in attack. No mark taken on centre wing. Archer. Beaten forward by Allen, who paddles it forward. Danny Southern has kicked 2 goals in the final quarter. Wallace again. Wallace straight down the spine of the ground. Time the essence of the contract for Footscray. They need something. Osborne takes the hand pass from Philippou. Goes at goal, but I think he has missed. And one behind. Kicked by Richard Osborne. 4 goals, 3 to Aussie this afternoon. And just over a minute left in this match. Dean Laidley will bring the ball back into play. So the hoodoo for Footscray against North at this ground will continue. 14 out of the last 15 North have won. Southern again. As I said, 2 goals in the final quarter, but too far out to score.
Goes for the short pass. Finds Philippou. 50 metres from goal. His shot is pretty good. It's a goal to Footscray. Kicked by Sam Philippou from deep in that right half forward area. An excellent kick. And it registers Footscray's 13th goal. 13-6 the Bulldogs, 15-15 North. The difference is 21 points.
Yes, and Robbo, well, I think Alan Joyce would be obviously wanting to have won this game. He could be pretty proud of the way his players have fought it out. And a couple of blokes like Martin and Philippou particularly, in his first season since coming across from the South Australian Eagles, has done very well today.
So back to the centre with less than a minute remaining in this match. Philippou's first goal in his senior AFL career. Grant from half forward gives off the hand pass. Collinyuk, well, he's certainly done better than that this afternoon. Laidley, King, North Melbourne defence standing firm now. Scholl, who's had his number taken by one of the umpires. Kickers to centre wing. Nicholson takes the mark, gives it off quickly. Time will beat Footscray. Cameron almost a throw. Umpire lets it go. Liberatore outnumbered. Good tackle. Schwartz. Ball jarred free. Smith across his body. Kicks back towards centre half forward. Carey comes late on Cameron. Might have got a free kick. No, says the umpire. Johnson, one of Footscray's better players. Armstrong on centre wing. And Armstrong, plenty of time. Does the right thing. Looks for Allison, who marks at half forward. Still he goes, Allison. Centering kick. Plenty of options there. Blakey takes the mark. And North Melbourne have won. The only thing to be decided now is the final scoreline, and John Blakey will have a shot at goal. Hasn't scored today, and has played in defence and moved out into attack to take this mark right on the final siren. John Blakey from right on 50, has he kicked it like a defender? He has. That's out of bounds, and the final score we'll see. North Melbourne victorious 15-15, 105. 21-point winners from Footscray, 13-6, 84 here at the Western Oval. Thanks, Drew. We had a thriller in the final quarter here. North Melbourne led by 10 points at the final change. We saw 12 goals kicked in the final stanza of the match, and North Melbourne, in the end, was able to come away and score 15-15, 105 to Footscray, 13-6, 84. The Bulldogs at one stage got to within 3 points, but they just couldn't go on with it. Let's take a look now at some of the highlights of the final term, which, as I said, well, you're right, Bruce, it was pretty exciting. 3 points Footscray got to within North Melbourne in the final quarter, but the North Melbourne forward line, Ross, just had, well, too many options.
Yeah, just too many quality players bit around the ground, and people like Stevens, Allison, Carey came into his own a bit, even though I thought Leon Cameron did a pretty good job in what we thought was a strange move. I thought they were missing out midfield because they had Carey at centre half back, but he took the kick outs, and overall Cameron did a pretty good job. But just around the ground, Ross Smith on the half back line took a couple of critical marks, but you've got to pay full compliments to Footscray. They came back pretty hard. Interesting stat too, Pete, for the first 3 quarters in total, there were 16 goals kicked. In the last quarter alone, there were 12, so it was a great last quarter. And Footscray can take a fair bit out of this game because they've also got their next 4 weeks, Essendon, Richmond, Adelaide and Collingwood. So they've got a pretty tough trot.
Midfielders for North Melbourne. Stevens played a great game.
Yeah, I thought he was best on ground. He just got the ball a lot. I think he would have had it 30-odd times, kicked 3 goals, kicked a beauty in that last quarter, and he complimented players like Armstrong, Allison, as I mentioned before, Rock, who did a bit more this afternoon what he's normally done. So looking forward to his North continue on this own form later on.
So Stevens kicked 3, Allison kicked 3. Major goal kicker for Footscray was Richard Osman. He finished up with 4 goals. One reported player, Craig Scholl, for allegedly striking Tony Liberatore in the last quarter. Back to you, Bruce.